Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're really digging into some fascinating enterprise software, stuff that looks set to shake up how businesses, especially labs, handle their day-to-day operations. Our goal here, our mission for this deep dive, is to unpack exactly what this system does, who it's really built for, and maybe most importantly, how it helps businesses thrive in what's, let's face it, a pretty complex, compliance-heavy world. We've got some great sources, really comprehensive stuff looking at the system. It's called OMS.
Yeah, and that's so important because, a huge challenge lots of businesses face is just making sense of all their operational data, turning it into something useful, actionable insight, while also making absolutely sure they're compliant. It's tough. And this deep dive, well, it's going to reveal a tool that's pretty much designed specifically to tackle those exact problems, giving leaders the clear info they need right when they need it.
Exactly. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it, how some businesses just seem to know what's happening everywhere, like from tiny quality checks all the way up to the big financial picture.
Sure.
And in real time, too. That's what we're getting into. So, okay, let's kick things off with the basics. What exactly is OMS? Our sources say it's an Australian cloud-based enterprise software.
That's right. And its main job, its primary function, is quite focused. It's there to help entrepreneurs, directors, owners, CEOs, senior managers, quality managers, basically the people in charge, help them oversee their enterprise laboratory information management systems, LIMS. But the key is doing it in a really process-controlled way. Think of it less like just software, and maybe more like a virtual assistant. Always ready, delivering live, detailed business info with just a click.
It's interesting. Our sources really flag this common problem. They point out that often businesses don't lose money or make less profit because they're bad at what they do. Not usually. It's more often because the owners or the senior managers just don't have the right tools, the tools to really measure how the business is performing. That's a massive blind spot,
It really is. And that idea, that insight, is pretty much what OMS is built on. Its core philosophy. It's this concept that any activity repeated twice can be automated to save thrice. Now, that's not just a catchy phrase, right? It actually drives the whole design of the software. It's squarely aimed at boosting productivity, significantly, and cutting down on rework for the people using it, using automation to really impact the bottom line.
Okay, so stepping back a bit,
Right.
looking at the bigger picture, OMS aims to support what our sources call the 5 essential pillars for any successful business. That's safety, quality, delivery, cost, and morale. SQDCM. And if you're listening, you might be thinking, wow, how hard is it to actually track all of those things together holistically, let alone manage them well?
Well, absolutely. It's a huge challenge. And that's precisely what OMS helps with. It gives senior managers the oversight they need for their operations and management systems, which confusingly also uses the OMS acronym to make sure they're effective and that they're boosting productivity. It pulls this off by integrating ERP functions, but crucially, without messing up those SQDCM pillars. And on a practical level, like day-to-day, it means it can automatically email reports, management reports, financial reports, KPIs, sends them straight to whoever needs them on a schedule. Imagine getting key performance data pushed right to you. Helps you spot trends, make decisions fast.
Right. And when we talk about real value, tangible value for your business, our sources are pretty clear this isn't just about minor savings. It's pitched as a cost-effective solution that's designed to save, and I quote, thousands to millions over a period. How? Well, by directly cutting down that rework and really bumping up the net profit, like think about a lab, maybe one misfiled compliance paper could risk an accreditation. That's huge money potentially lost. OMS, with its automated checks, it gives you that insight to flag problems instantly, turning potential disasters into, just continued business.
And the benefits, they go beyond just the money, too. There's a really notable environmental sustainability angle here. By getting rid of paper archives, OMS really helps create a paperless workplace, yet all data traceable for years to come. Which kind of raises a bigger question, doesn't it? How can tech not just make us more efficient, but also help with wider sustainability goals, making businesses more responsible and organized at the same time?
Okay, so we've talked about clarity, savings. But how does OMS actually achieve that kind of comprehensive oversight? A big piece of the puzzle seems to be its integrated nature. Our sources stress that OMS isn't just one thing. It's a turnkey integrated LIMS plus ERP solution.
Exactly. And a really critical part of that integration is having a solid online quality management system, a QMS, built right in. What's really quite impressive here is how the processes inside OMS are specifically designed to comply with major international standards. We're talking ISO 14025, ISO 14020 and ISO 9001, key standards for labs and quality management. This means OMS can actually control, manage, and crucially demonstrate live compliance data straight to accreditation bodies. So, instead of that mad scramble for documents during an audit.
Oh, I can picture it now.
Right. You're just a few clicks away from showing everything's in order. Full compliance.
Yeah, if you've ever dealt with manual compliance, the sheer complexity, I mean, the stacks of binders, the endless spreadsheets. So just think about the value of a system that can literally demonstrate live compliance-related data whenever needed. That's not just efficiency, it's peace of mind, especially in those highly regulated industries. Okay, great. Let's maybe unpack this a bit more. Can we look at some of the specific functions, the modules, that make OMS so comprehensive? What areas does it cover?
Sure. So the general features, they cover a really wide range of essential management areas. You're looking at things like quality management documents, obviously crucial, a dynamic dashboard for that quick overview. Then there's job and test record management, client management, specification tracking, asset management, that's a big one. Also, employee management, accounting, personnel details, supplier management, CRM for customer relationships, system configuration, and test data management. It's really aiming to be that single source of truth for the business. And then specifically for labs, there's a whole suite of ISO 14025 compliant test data entry modules, which is vital. Think of it as the engine room for all sorts of materials testing. For instance, non-destructive testing, NDT, which is all about checking components without harming them. It covers a lot. Visual test, magnetic particle, penetrant eddy current, ultrasonic phased array, relay, radiography, even specialized rail testing. And for mechanical testing, it handles tensile tests on plate, tube, rebar, weld bend tests, hardness surveys like Vickers, fracture tests, impact tests, shear tests, other hardness tests like Rockwell and Brunel, basically ensuring products meet those strict quality specs. There are also modules for metallurgical testing, like macro tests, pressure testing, like hydrostatic checks, and chemical analysis for metals, XRF analysis. Plus, there's a general test module. It kind of catches data for less common tests and handles document management to finally ditch those paper archives.
Wow, that's quite a list. And it doesn't stop there, right? For those focused more on inspection, maybe field services.
That's right. For the inspection side, OMS includes methods compliant with ISO 14020. This covers things like pressure equipment inspection, PVI, which actually includes managing the client's assets too, which is handy, and general visual inspection. For survey methods, you've got things like weld supervision and ovality measurement. And on top of that, dedicated modules for overall asset management and, really importantly, managing staff certifications, tracking expiry dates, approvals, absolutely essential for quality control and staying compliant in any accredited operation.
Yeah, that level of really specific detail within the bigger system, that seems to be what makes it so powerful. It gets right down into the weeds of lab and inspection work, but also rolls all that data up for the high-level business view. Now, it's always good to know who's behind the tech. Our sources mention that OMS is backed by a team of professional engineers. Gives you a sense of its solid foundation.
Yeah, and they're not just, any engineers. The team seems to bring together a really diverse skill set, which is actually pretty rare to find all in one group. They've got expertise in engineering testing itself, but also ERP system design, pre-sales, integration, even e-commerce. That mix means that the users, the lab owners, the managers, they should benefit from a highly cost-effective solution because the team understands the whole business picture, not just the software part.
Okay, so let's try and summarize what we've kind of unpacked today. OMS looks like a comprehensive, integrated, cloud-based solution designed to centralize operations, especially for enterprise labs. It's clearly built to ensure compliance, give productivity a serious boost, and provide those crucial real-time insights across the whole business. And the promise is pretty compelling, right? Saving businesses time, saving them money, and helping foster a more sustainable, more transparent way of working.
Exactly. And if we kind of connect this to the bigger picture, this deep dive really highlights how specialized software like this. It isn't just about managing data entries. It's really about empowering leadership, giving them truly actionable intelligence. It fundamentally shifts how they can approach business performance, how they handle accountability, moving away from just reacting to problems towards, proactive, data-driven strategy.
So here's something to think about, maybe mull over after this. In this world that's getting more and more data-driven, where every little operational detail can give you an edge or cost you, how much competitive advantage do you actually gain by automating every activity that gets repeated? Not just to save a bit of money, but to genuinely understand, predict, and optimize every single part of your business, turning all that information into real foresight.